Hey, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today is Friday, and I don't know what relevance it has in any of this, but I'm starting to lose track of the days here. I've been freaking just going, doing a bunch of crap, trying to get work done, dealing with the S2000 stuff, making sure it's doing what it's supposed to, collecting parts for it. But today we actually have a task to do. So, partially because I want to, partially because it needs to be done. So, I was driving the car home last night, because yesterday was the video where we pulled the motor on my buddy Chapo's Evo, which it kicked my butt because I am exhausted today, holy moly. But on the way back on the freeway, the car started bucking pretty bad, and I've had a check engine light since a few days after I got the car for bank 1 sensor / cat. And I already changed out the secondary O2 sensor. The secondary O2 sensor was melted, so I'm pretty sure the cat's pretty darn clogged. But now it's really acting up, so just all the more reason to swap out the cat, aka build me a whole exhaust. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be building a full stainless steel exhaust. I forget the quality of the stainless. I want to say it's 304 or 316, somewhere around there, but stainless steel nonetheless. So I do have a high flow cat. I picked up a, let me show you, actually, I just showed you. So we got quite a few exhaust pieces. So this big long box is full of the pipe. These are V-band clamps. I bought 4 of them, probably only going to use 2 of them. Some stainless steel O2 bungs. Even though the high flow cat already has a bung welded onto it, I still needed a single one for the primary sensor, or the bank 1 sensor. So got those. This is just a flex pipe, you know, so that way you can not explode your exhaust and all that from cracking the welds from the vibration. We have a Vibrant Performance 1141 stainless steel muffler. So this one's nice. Hopefully that'll help a lot. Again, high flow cat. And here we have a PLM Turndown muffler. This is also stainless. Come on now, get out the box. Bam. So full 2.5 inch exhaust setup, and yeah, just gonna be building that. I matched it because the stock exhaust on this car is 2.5, and from everything I was reading, especially on a stock setup like this, the car really doesn't benefit at all from using bigger piping. So no sense in going crazy trying to fit bigger pipe on here when it's a little tight under there anyway with the drive shaft and all the other jazz going on. So we're gonna just do 2.5 and call it a day. It's gonna shave a hell of a lot of weight because this factory exhaust is really bulky on that car, and hopefully we'll get some noise out of it. I know most of you are up for that. Some of you, I think, already commented a few times when I first got the car, like, oh, don't modify it, don't build an exhaust for it. And it's like, where's the fun in that? I'm not going to modify it mechanically much, but really at all. But why not just have some fun with the exhaust and stuff? Sports car. What's the point of having a sports car if you can't hear it roar and all that stuff? I mean, you can definitely hear the VTEC crossover on this damn thing, but I like exhausts. It's fun. Got the car up, just sprayed all the hangers with some grease or some PB Blaster to help them fall off. So let's drop this exhaust. The one thing I couldn't find was the replacement flange to go to the header. I did buy extra V-bands, but I don't think the V-band, the header outlet is the same size. So I'm not too sure, but either way, I'm just gonna, I said I didn't want to cut up the factory exhaust at all, but I am gonna have to cut off the flange for it, I believe. So that way I can just reuse the flange right at the tip and then V-band the rest of it. Good Lord. This thing's got to weigh 100 pounds. Oh God. Now I know why all the aftermarket companies make these out of titanium. Okay, I know this whole factory exhaust is ignorantly heavy. So, good thing we're trashing it. This thing literally has to weigh at least like 100 pounds. But good news is the path looks pretty simple. So, that's a plus. Unbolted the cat so I could cut the flange off from my bandsaw. And as soon as I opened it, or got it like unbolted, the honeycomb inside started falling around. So I'm pretty sure this thing is just clogged and just pooped out, so that's probably why the car was acting up. So let's cut this flange off and start working. So I got the flange already bolted up, and just by the natural order of operations, the cat is going to be first in line. So because it's got the secondary O2 right there. So let's mock this up. So here we got the flange, and all we got to do is set that basically right there and just angle it where we need to go. I do have the MIG welder out here. I will be TIGging everything minus this first weld joint, but I am going to tack it all with the MIG welder so it makes my life easier while I'm doing this. But I think right there should be good. So I just realized I don't even need the flex pipe because I'm using the factory like donut gasket, which allows the flex that I need. So with the cat tacked in place, I just checked for clearance on the O2 sensor. It still clears. Now I just got to find a spot to put the resonator, which I think the resonator I'm going to set back probably just outside of camera frame. Here, let me turn you guys. Right back here, because I can angle it up a little bit, or I can even... Yeah, the factory one's just a hair shorter in length. So this one, probably try and tuck it up like right here and angle it or something just slightly, because this is gonna barely squeeze in here before where the exhaust tunnel comes up, and then there's a little brace that I got going on right here. So we just need to, ideally, well, maybe I can squeeze just over, I don't know, I may have to angle it just a little bit, but I'm gonna mock this up and we'll make some progress. But I do, one thing that a lot of guys, don't run. Sorry for this awkward angle here, I'm under the car. Something that I'm gonna make, I totally forgot, that's the only piece that hasn't showed up yet. I think I have enough material here to make one. Is if you guys noticed on that stock exhaust, there's a pipe that comes out the side that's called a Helmholtz resonator. And not a lot of cars run them. A lot of aftermarket nice exhaust systems have them. S2000s have them stock, and some other nicer cars and stuff from my understanding. But basically what it does, if I got the gist of it, is it takes some of the vibrations and frequencies or whatever, and it makes the cycle back twice and helps take out some of the rasp and the drone in your exhaust. So I'm going to be sure to add one, because if the stock S2000 has one, then I should probably add one myself. I'm kind of working away at this because although it's relatively simple-ish, it's also kind of tricky. So I got my muffler set up right here, just kind of pretty much where I want it. And then if I can roll, so I got the resonator set here. Again, this is really hard to do without, like, I don't know what they're called, the things that you see in an exhaust shop where it's kind of like a stand, but it twirls and it can rotate up or down in height. So had to make like a little S to go over this little arm here, and then just a straight section there. So now I'm just trying to figure out this section here to go, because I put the V-bend right there. I don't know why I ordered 4. I mean, granted it was cheaper that way, but I got the V-band right there, so that way it's easier to disconnect the exhaust as a whole. But Now I'm just trying to figure out how to make that pipe go from there to the muffler there. So I need some pie cuts. So I'm gonna go ahead, cut a whole bunch of pie cuts, get them cleaned up, and then try and come fiddle with this, because this is gonna take me a little bit. It is very freaking cold out. It's overcast, and I've been putting away at this, literally just laying out into the car looking at it. Shivering my freaking face off, but I think I finally figured it out. So let me show you. So this is what we got going on. Got this back section all pretty much tied up, as you can kind of see. That gap there where the muffler is going to be right here. The muffler, I don't know, I just built this section to the muffler, and I just gotta attach the muffler to that. But for now, I'm gonna unbolt this back section, tack all the pie cuts together. That way they don't fall apart. And then I'm gonna try and come back right out here, and we're gonna try and attach it. And then we're gonna weld it. And then I gotta add hangers. Oh, it's cold. But yeah, should be working just fine. I gotta be weary though, because I know the stainless is gonna shrink a little bit when I weld it, so I don't know. My fit ups are a little rough this time around because I'm like, I don't know if it's blade deflection or what, but some of my cuts are just coming off a little scriggly, I guess you would say. So I'm gonna try my best to TIG it, and what I can't TIG, I'm gonna have to MIG. But I think the back section we should be able to fully TIG it. I'm gonna try and TIG the whole thing if I can, really, but yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna pop this off, tack it all up, put it back on, attach the muffler, take it off, weld everything, call it good, I think. Except we still have to do the Helmholtz resonator. I finally got the stuff figured out, so hopefully it doesn't shrink too much when I weld it. So here's the midsection, and here's the tail section. Yeah, hopefully, like I said, it doesn't shrink too much, because if it shrinks too much around this tail section here that goes over the weird cross brace thingy, then it's gonna rattle against it, so I'll have to either modify it or something. I'm not too worried about it shrinking too much here, because if it shrinks too much here, it's just gonna pull it in slightly close to the bumper. Not a huge issue though. I suppose I don't really have to worry about much other than just this piece and this piece. So I'm gonna just throw you guys up on a time lapse. We'll get to welding. Hopefully this don't take us all night. So after a couple hours of welding, finally got this thing finished up. So here's the back section, fully TIGged up. Hopefully, like I said, it didn't shrink too much. All the way TIGged up here. I even TIGged this, which this is mild steel, but I forgot. Well, I used all my, I have just normal steel filler rod right here. So I was actually able to TIG the entire thing. So stoked. Gotta clean up my mess though. And tomorrow I'm gonna have to hang this up on the car because it's cold and it's starting to rain out. So I'm gonna go clean this stuff up and see you guys tomorrow. We'll attach this on the car and add some hangers. Okay, so like I said, exhaust is welded up. I just have to add the hangers, so I'm about to bolt it up. Obviously we're here in the next day. It's sunny again, although it is still freaking cold and very drizzly on and off, so it kind of sucks. Mailman just came by, so I'm gonna see if she delivered my 2-inch section of pipe that I'm gonna make my Helmholtz resonator off of real quick. Okay, well unfortunately, the package wasn't for me. My girlfriend got something in the mail, so either way I have to bolt the exhaust up first, make the hangers, and then I have to mark out where I need that Helmholtz to go. So I do have miscellaneous bits of exhaust stuff here, so it doesn't need to be anything fancy. I just wanted it to be stainless, and I mean, I suppose I could just run it like this and then wait for my package to come and add the Helmholtz later, since this is obviously easy to take off. Because I don't know if I have any 2-inch pipe laying around here. I don't see any. Everything here is like at least 2.5 or bigger. So I think that's what I might have to do. guess that's what I'm gonna have to do then. I'll install the exhaust as is, add the hangers, and whenever my pipe comes in the mail, then I'll add the Helmholtz resonator. Fits up perfect. So I got this one long piece of hanger. I'm only gonna do 2 because there's only 3 total on this side. So this main one is gonna be back here. Kind of hard to see it. I don't know if you can see it back there, but I just gotta bend it 90. I need to make a little jig for this thing. All I usually do is just throw this in the vise and give it a good tug. Probably not the most practical way, but it works. Okay, this thing is freaking done. Comes out basically exactly where I wanted it. Let me show you the underside. So I attached the one hanger here, and so obviously comes back here, goes over this little brace. Second hanger back here on the resonator going straight up. Very tight clearance there, but it does clear. Probably got a 1/8 or so of an inch up here, and there's the cat. Not too shabby. Fits pretty darn well. The only part that might rub is there's a little 10mm bolt here on the heat shield that I'm probably just gonna take out really quick. But the exhaust hardly moves, so I don't think I really have to worry about it. I don't know, I guess I'll just see if it rattles. If it rattles, I know where it's rattling. It's just this bolt head is very close to it. But let's give it a fire and see how she sounds. Warm up for a minute or two, and then we'll give a couple little revs. And again, the car will deepen up a little bit as the muffler and the resonator and the cap break in a little. And again, if it's any rasp, some of it will get taken away with that resonator, like I was telling you about with that Helmholtz. That sounds so freaking good. I don't even know if I need the Helmholtz, but just in case, I'm gonna put it in there. Again, when the part arrives, or when the pipe arrives. But damn, I'm so excited. That sounds so good. It's so deep and throaty. Oh man, I'm hyped. I'm so hyped. hopefully those exhaust sounds were audible enough, I guess, through the GoPro. It's so hard to freaking get exhaust sounds for some reason. At least on the Miata, I had a rear bash bar that I had made, and I was able to attach the GoPro to that, like strap it to it. But I haven't really found a place on the back of the S2000 yet that I'm comfortable attaching a GoPro to, because I really don't trust the suction mounts. Like, I hardly even trust it on the inside of the windshield. And I've got one of those Fat Gecko, like, fancy ones. Fancy. So, I don't know. I might just be able to tie a lav mic to the trunk or something one of these days to get better audio. But hopefully it was decent-ish enough so for you guys to get a general understanding of how the exhaust sounds. Very deep, crisp note. The only issue with the exhaust is that under right-hand corners, it just barely taps that stupid bolt that I thought it would, because I tucked it up just a hair too high by the heat shield. So when that Helmholtz resonator section, or the 2-inch piece of pipe that comes for me to make my Helmholtz resonator, when that comes in, and I have to drop that midsection to weld that on anyway, I'm just going to take that last bolt out and just trim that little like 1-inch square out, because I took the bolt out and it started sagging. So I'll just trim that last little bit of the heat shield off, and then no more vibrato. But really quick, I got the car jacked up because I got to take the bad strut off. Like I said, the passenger front one is blown, and Honda Vlogs, shout out Honda Vlogs, was able to source me a Coney Yellow Sport, which the car's on full Coney Yellows, but this one's blown. They're hard to find. Even he was having trouble getting a hold of one. So, but he sourced me one, so I'm gonna pop this off really quick. My spring compressor broke, but my buddy that works at a shop, he has access to one there, so he's gonna just rebuild the strut for me super quick, and then I can come put that back on, and then yeah, then the car will be mint, almost. A few more teensy tiny things, but anyways guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. I'm having tons of fun driving this car. I love the exhaust note, and again, my exhaust setup was full 2.5-inch stainless to replicate the OEM style. I didn't think I would benefit any gains on a stock ECU from using 2 3/4 3-inch to a high flow cap, a Vibram Performance 1141 muffler, or resonator, ultra quiet resonator, to a PLM Turndown muffler. So if you want to replicate it, try it out on your car. Again, sounds fantastic. I love this muffler, sounds great. But yeah, if you guys want to help support the channel, please guys go buy some merch. We got long sleeves, we got t-shirts, also DA bumper bars. Batch number 3 is up right now for pre-order. I have 10 spots available at this point, so by the time this video goes out, I will throw on the screen here if we have any more left or how many more we have left. So anyways guys, do what you love, figure out the rest. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.